Hi and welcome back to the Docentric Advanced Functional Training series. In this video, we're going to show you how to email the reports through different email accounts. There is just one SMTP account that can be used in the standard D365 F&O. We can see it in the System Email Parameters form. If the batch email provider is set to SMTP, then the SMTP user and credentials as configured in the SMTP section are applied. In Docentric, you can specify multiple additional accounts. We do it in the Docentric AX parameters form, emailing, additional email sender accounts. This feature is particularly useful if you want to use a third-party mailing system for mass mailing such as SendGrid. How do we specify that we want to use one of these accounts? Its sender name must be set as the email from field in the Docentric email print destination. Before we continue, let's give some basic explanation about the from field. As you can see, it can be empty. What is going to happen in that case? We know that the standard SSRS email print destination doesn't have the from field, and the sender address is always the email address of the user who initiated printing. When we use the Docentric email print destination and leave the from field empty, one might think that the result would be the same, but it is only partially true. Namely, the result would depend on the selected batch email provider. If it is Exchange, then you can expect the same behavior as with standard. Sender is the user who initiated printing. We have that hint here in the Docentric emailing parameters. But if the batch email provider is set to SMTP, then in reality, the emails are sent by this account which is specified in the SMTP settings. That is why we give you this hint here, and it means that the recipient will see that the mail came from this SMTP account. Now we know what exactly happens if the from field in the Docentric email print destination is left empty. The same behavior as standard when batch email provider is Exchange, and SMTP account sender when provider is SMTP. And what happens if you enter some email address here in the from field? Docentric first goes to the list of additional email sender accounts and checks if the matching sender email is found in it. If yes, then an SMTP client is instantiated with the credentials provided here, and the email message is sent through it. As I said at the beginning, this is especially useful if you need to use third-party mailing systems, for example because you are sending large volumes of emails and would otherwise hit the Exchange sending limits. Please check our online articles and search for SendGrid to get the step-by-step instructions. Finally, if no matching sender email is found here, we will assume that it is some email address that is known to your outgoing mail server, so we won't raise any error. We will prepare the email message with that sender address, send it out from F&O and leave it to your outgoing mail server to deal with it. If such email address is known to your mail server, whether it is an actual email account address or a network alias address, the message will be successfully sent. Otherwise, an error would be raised on the outgoing mail server. This scenario is useful if you want to send different reports from the different email accounts. For example, customer-facing documents from accounting@yourcompany.com, vendor-facing documents from purchasing@yourcompany.com, and so on. In this video, we learned how to overcome the one SMTP sender address limitation of the standard F&O, how to support mailing through external SMTP providers, and how to send different reports from different email sender accounts.